you into the life of Epstein, you know what I'm saying, behind the facet. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring you to the light.
Many different types of good and evil. Some would say that Epstein was the equivalent of the devil himself. Everything about the man remains a bit of a mystery, but with every shovelful of dirt used to uncover his secrets, the picture gets grimmer and more disturbing. It's time to take a look.
They said Epstein was a monster.
Jeffrey Edward Epstein was an American financier and also a convicted sex offender.
What?
He began his professional life as an educator, but then switched to the banking and finance sector, where he assumed various roles.
He was already a sex
Epstein
offender.
developed an elite social circle, and with that formation he would procure women and many underage girls, who were then sexually abused by Epstein.
He was
along
already
with
a
some of
what's
his
his name?
contacts.
Big
In the
hard.
year 2005,
He was already one.
police in Palm Beach, Florida, began investigating Epstein after a parent complained that Epstein had sexually abused her then 14-year-old daughter. Epstein pleaded guilty and was convicted in 2008 by a Florida state court of soliciting a prostitute and acquiring an underage girl for prostitution. Upon his arrest, he served over a year in custody, but with extensive work release. Even though federal officials had in fact identified 36 girls, some as young as 14 years old, whom he had sexually abused, Epstein was convicted of only the aforementioned 2 crimes as part of a plea deal. Epstein was arrested again on July the 6th, 2019, on federal charges for the sex trafficking of minors in both New York and Florida. Epstein died in his jail cell on August the 10th, 2019. The medical examiner ruled the death as suicide. Epstein's lawyers disputed the ruling because his death eliminates the ability to further pursue criminal charges. As a result, a judge dismissed all criminal charges on August the 29th, 2019. So who was this man? How did he come to power? And why did it take so long for him to get his just desserts? Epstein was born back in the year 1953 in Brooklyn, New York, to Jewish parents by the names of Pauline and Seymour G. Epstein. His parents got married in 1952, shortly before his birth. Prior to his birth,
He
his
was
mother
married in
Pauline worked as a school
he was
aide
born in
as a homemaker.
1953.
His father, Seymour Epstein, worked for the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation as a groundskeeper and
That
gardener.
nigga was raping bitches all his
Jeffrey
damn
Epstein
life.
was the eldest of 2 siblings. He and his brother Mark grew up in the middle-class neighborhood of Seagate.
That nigga been raping
located
bitches
in the
and robbing
Coney Island
motherfuckers all
area
his
of
goddamn
Brooklyn.
life.
Epstein attended Public School 118 and then Mark Twain Junior High School, which was located close by.
That nigga went to
In
118.
1967, Epstein
That didn't even have no
attended the National
name.
Music
What
Camp at the
school you go to, bro? I go to
Interlochen Center for the
118.
Arts.
What up, what
He
up?
was blessed with musical talent and learned to play the piano when he was 5. He graduated in the year 1969 from Lafayette High School at the age of 16, having skipped 2 grades. Later that same year, he attended classes at Cooper Union until he switched colleges in 1971. From 1971, he attended the Courant Institute of Mathematical Sciences at New York University, but he left before receiving a degree in June 1974. In September 1974, Epstein began work as a mathematics and physics teacher for teens at the Dalton School on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. He was given a job by Donald Barr, who was the father of U.S. Attorney General William Barr. Epstein taught at the exclusive private school beginning in the fall of 1974. He was dismissed from his duties there in June 1976 for reasons of poor performance. While he was teaching at the school, Epstein became acquainted with Alan Greenberg, the chief executive officer of Bear Stearns. Greenberg's son and daughter were at that time enrolled in classes there. Greenberg's daughter, now named Lynn Cooper, remembers a parent-teacher conference there in which Epstein
Oh, look
influenced
at that shit
another
great.
daughter's parent
Oh, that ain't no look. That motherfucker got down to the. Hey, I know that ain't that motherfucker.
Greenberg was impressed
I know that's
with
a
Epstein's
reenactment, but
intelligence
whoever
and
they had to
drive for
reenact that
financial
motherfucker will
success.
find him.
Thus, he offered him a job at Bear Stearns, where he learned
Ain't
the
gonna
ins
lie.
and outs of trade and finance
That
on
bitch
Wall
Kim
Street
K
in
got
New York
down.
City.
You know what I'm saying? Kim K
Epstein
ass
joined the
motherfucker.
financial firm in
Look, Kim K looking
1976
ass
as a
bitch.
low-level junior
Yeah,
assistant
boy.
to a floor trader.
Look,
He
K
moved up
Kim.
quickly to
Look,
become
Kim
an
K.
options trader, working within the special products division, where he was tasked
I
with
need me a bitch
advising the
like Kim
bank's
K. I'm
wealthiest
rolling roaches right quick,
clients,
man.
such as Seagram President Edgar Bronfman, on tax mitigation strategies. The bank's later chief
Anybody seen it
executive
with us?
officer,
Yeah,
Jimmy
yeah.
Kane, spoke highly of Epstein's skill with complex products and, of course, wealthy clients.
Move forward and flare less with Ebglyss for
What
eczema.
up, Chizad?
U.S. Olympian Aaron
Epstein going
Jackson
crazy.
coming down. But wait, this isn't where her story starts. Back up, back up. One more rep. And here, this is it. This sense of calm.
Well, that's an ugly ass black girl ice skating.
Ebglyss is a treatment
I ain't got the ugly ass black girl ice skating
topicals.
nothing. Man, she is not no U.S. ice skater,
It offers people
boy.
with moderate to severe eczema
She is not
skin
cute.
that's still more clear
Oh,
in 1
boy,
year.
hell no.
Don't use if you're allergic to
Yeah,
Ebglyss.
hell no, girl.
Allergic
You
reactions can
straight
occur
stud.
that
You
can
would
be
thought
severe.
they put everybody
Eye
on the
problems can
motherfucker.
occur. Tell your doctor if you have new
Like
or
you gonna
worsening eye
win.
problems. You should not receive a live
Like she
vaccine
just win
to
every
prevent
time.
Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss,
Like she
tell
gonna
your
win
doctor
every
about
time,
the risks.
gang. Like, yeah, she gonna win every time, ain't she?
Ready for calmer skin.
She about to win every time, boy. Stop bullshitting with her.
Ebglyss for eczema. Scan here
She
and
about
talk
to
to your
win
doctor
every
today.
time. That little motherfucker. She about to.
Every sip of
She gonna win a
ice cold
fight. You gonna
zero
win
sugar is filled
basketball
with no
game.
Coca-Cola taste
She gonna win
and
all
zero
that shit.
sugar.
Smoke
Now
close
just imagine those fizzy bubbles tingling on your tongue. It's unmistakably tasty. Coke Zero Sugar, America's #1 zero sugar soda.
All right, next we need a suggestion.
Home and auto insurance. That's all.
Bundling your home and auto insurance for round-the-clock protection with Progressive.
All right.
And you just ordered a pizza.
This is gonna be great. I love pizza. When it's hard to know what to believe,
These dino nuggets are 0% real dinosaur.
it's easy to believe in nothing. You can believe in better with Stonyfield Organic because we make yogurt without using toxic pesticides with milk from pasture-raised cows. That's more to believe.
1980, 4 years after he joined Bear Stearns, Epstein climbed the corporate ladder high enough to be promoted to the position of a limited partner. In 1981, he was asked to vacate Bear Stearns for, according to his sworn testimony, being guilty of Reg D violations, which are noted as brief notice, which includes company information such as the names and addresses of a company's executive officers and stock promoters, but little other information about the company itself. Even though Epstein left abruptly, he remained close to Kane and Greenberg and was a client of Bear Stearns until it eventually collapsed in 2008. Once free of the company that helped him assert and insert himself into the financial world, Epstein founded his own consulting firm, IAG, the Intercontinental Assets Group Incorporated, in August of 1981. Ironically, Epstein's new company assisted clients in recovering stolen money from fraudulent brokers and lawyers. Epstein would go on to describe his work at IAG as being a high-level bounty hunter. He bragged to friends that he had sometimes worked as a consultant for governments and for the very wealthy to recover their embezzled funds, and at other times he would brag that he worked for clients who they themselves had embezzled funds. Epstein also boasted to some people that during this time he was an intelligence agent. Whether this statement was honest and truthful is anything but clear. During the 80s, Epstein possessed an Austrian passport that had his photo along with a false name. The passport showed his home as being in Saudi Arabia. Investigative journalist Vicky Ward was told in 2017 by a former senior White House official that U.S. Florida District Attorney Alexander Acosta, who handled Epstein's criminal case in 2008, said to Trump transition interviewers, "I was told Epstein belonged to intelligence and to leave it alone, and that Epstein was above his pay grade." During this time, one of Epstein's clients was the Saudi Arabian businessman named Adnan Khashoggi, who served as the middleman in transferring American weapons from Israel to Iran as part of the Iran-Contra affair in the 1980s. Khashoggi was one of the several defense contractors that Epstein knew. Around the mid-1980s, Epstein traveled multiple times between the United States, Europe, and Southwest Asia. While in London, Epstein met a man by the name of Stephen Hoffenberg. Stephen Hoffenberg gave Epstein a job in 1987 as a consultant for a company named Tower Financial Corporation. TFC served as a collection agency.
Oh yeah,
which
Vanessa, that's my
authorized
baby, man.
to
Swear to
banks,
God.
hospitals, and phone companies.
I love her.
Hoffenberg set Epstein
I
up
ain't gonna
with several
cut. I
offices in
love
the
her.
Villard House and paid him $25,000 per
And
month
she love
for his
me.
consulting
I ain't gonna
work.
say she love me, but you know what
Their
I'm saying?
nefarious ways
She
didn't
got them
last very
fuck with
long,
me.
as in 1993,
And she
Tower
got down.
Financial
She ain't no
Corporation
damn dude, you
imploded
know what
on
I'm saying?
itself
She a
as
whole
being one
lot
of
of
the biggest
female out
Ponzi
here.
schemes in American history.
You know what I'm saying?
TFC lost its investors
Whole lot
over
of female out here.
$450 million.
I ain't gotta
In
guess
court
an egg.
documents,
None of that shit.
Hoffenberg, as most snakes do, turned on Epstein, claiming that Epstein was intimately involved in the scheme. Epstein vacated the company by 1989 before it collapsed and was never charged for being involved with the massive investor fraud committed. To date, it is unknown if Epstein acquired any stolen funds from the Tower Ponzi scheme. Then in 1988, while Epstein was still consulting for Hoffenberg, he founded his own financial management firm entitled J. Epstein and Company. Epstein stated that the company was formed as a means to manage the assets of clients who were more than $1 billion in net worth. The only billionaire client of Epstein who was publicly known was Leslie Wexner, chairman and chief executive officer of L Brands, formerly Vert Limited Inc. and Victoria's Secret. Epstein met Wexner in 1986 through their mutual acquaintances, insurance executive Robert Meester and his wife, in Palm Beach, Florida. 12 months later, Epstein became Wexner's financial advisor and served as his right-hand man. Within the year, Epstein had successfully helped to sort out Wexner's entangled finances, and in July 1991, Wexner granted Epstein full power of attorney, which allowed Epstein to hire people, borrow money, sign checks, buy and sell properties, and do anything else that was of a legally binding nature on Wexner's behalf. By 1995, Epstein was a director of the Wexner Foundation and Wexner Heritage Foundation. He was also the president of Wexner's Property, which developed the town of New Albany outside Columbus, Ohio, where Wexner lived. Epstein garnered
I'm over to New
himself
Albany, man. It's probably a
millions in
goddamn nice
fees
ass,
by managing
nice ass
Wexner's
city.
financial affairs.
New Albany.
In 1996,
I'm moving there.
Epstein changed the name of his firm to the Financial Trust Company, and for tax advantages, based it on the island of St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The islands acted as an offshore tax haven, while at the same time offered the advantages of being part of the United States banking system. Years later, between 2002 and 2005, Epstein invested $80 million in the DB Zwern Special Opportunities Hedge Fund. In November 2006, Epstein, while under federal investigation for sex crimes, attempted to redeem his investment after he became aware of accounting irregularities in the fund. During this time, his investment had grown to $140 million. Zwern refused to redeem the investment as there was worry that Epstein's redemption could cause a run on the bank at the hedge fund. The government began to negotiate with Epstein for a plea agreement as the hedge fund started to collapse. The fund's collapse would go on to trigger the Great Recession and in the process lose Epstein millions. In March 2005, a woman contacted Florida's Palm Beach Police Department and claimed that her 14-year-old stepdaughter had been taken to Epstein's mansion by an older girl. While there, she was allegedly paid $300 to strip and massage Epstein. As a result of these horrid allegations,
police began a 13-month undercover investigation of Epstein, including a search of his house. The FBI also became involved. In due course, the police alleged that Epstein had paid several girls to perform sexual acts with him. Interviews with 5 of the alleged victims and 17 witnesses under oath, a high school transcript, and other items found in Epstein's trash and home allegedly showed that some of the girls involved were under 18, the youngest being 14, with many others under 16. The authorities' search of Epstein's home found 2 hidden cameras and large quantities of photos of girls throughout the house. The police had even interviewed some of the girls pictured during the course of their investigation. A former employee told the police that Epstein had been the recipient of massages at least 3 times a day. Eventually, the FBI compiled reports on 34 confirmed minors who were eligible for reparations, whose allegations of sexual abuse by Epstein included many corroborating details. Julie Brown's 2018 expose in the Miami Herald identified about 80 victims and went on to locate about 60 of them. Some of the truly horrific details uncovered during the investigation included allegations that 12-year-old triplets were flown in from France for Epstein's birthday and flown back the following day after being sexually abused by the financier. It was alleged that young girls were recruited from Brazil and other South American countries, former Soviet countries, and Europe, and that Jean-Luc Brunel's MC2 modeling agency was also supplying girls to Epstein. In May 2006, Palm Beach police filed a probable cause affidavit stating that Epstein should be charged with 4 counts of unlawful sex with minors and 1 count of sexual abuse.
This message is for everyone on Medicare whose previous Medicare Advantage plan and coverage was terminated for 2026.
You are now eligible for a
Every day of his life, he
got them rape little kids and shit, bro.
Medicare Advantage plan is February 28th.
This nigga was a rapist.
Those impacted to call
Like,
and check up on
man,
their Medicare
this
coverage.
nigga
The
wild,
call
bro.
and Medicare checkup are
Even
free.
if he wasn't a
Did you
rapist, he
know
was a
that some
molester.
Medicare plans were discontinued for
He was a
2026,
molester, he wasn't a
and some
rapist, he
people
was a
on
molester.
Medicare have lost their Medicare Advantage coverage? Call the number on your screen now for your free Medicare
Hey, like
coverage
that,
checkup.
hey,
We will check
man,
to
he
see if
should've
your
been locked
Medicare
up.
plan was terminated for 2026
He was
and
a
see if there's a
monster.
Medicare Advantage plan available in your area with additional benefits or potential
He was a
cost
monster,
savings.
man.
You are not automatically enrolled in a new Medicare Advantage plan if your old plan was terminated, so you need to call now. There may be plans available in your
Send
area
that
with
money,
additional
boy.
benefits and potential savings that you only have to access now
Send that
through
money,
February
boy.
28th during your special enrollment period. So call the number on your screen now to find a Medicare Advantage plan in your zip
What up,
code that's
guys?
right
Your boy
for
Tyla Dee,
you.
big
Don't
gang,
wait.
big
Call to
wang,
speak with a
big
licensed
bitch.
insurance agent before the
Hey, shout out
February
to the chat,
28th
man.
deadline
What's
to
good, all y'all,
re-enroll and
man?
get your
Big
Medicare
love, big
Advantage
love.
coverage. Remember,
I see what's
re-enrollment in a
going on.
Medicare
What about
Advantage
you
plan
today?
is not
I
automatic.
got
The
a little
call
bit
and
of weed.
2026
I smoke
Medicare
that
coverage
thing.
checkup are free.
I wanted to
So
say
call
best
now
for
for your
last.
free, no obligation
I smoke
Medicare
it.
benefits review.
Just call 800-865-0321. 800-865-0321. 800-865-0321.
Has credit card debt got you feeling like you just can't breathe?
Late fees, missing payments.
Swimming in debt.
Whether you're 10, 20, 30, even 50,000 or more in debt, there is a way you can breathe easy again. In fact, Freedom guarantees you won't pay a penny unless they can settle your debt and help you save money.
Now successfully debt-free.
Freedom Debt Relief was the right choice for me.
If you're feeling overwhelmed with debt, please give Freedom Debt Relief a call.
Contact Freedom now so you can breathe easy again.
After press reports surfaced that Epstein would be charged with 1 count of aggravated assault with no intent to commit a felony, Palm Beach Police Chief Michael Rita, who was instrumental in bringing in the FBI, accused the Palm Beach County State Prosecutor Barry Krischer of being too lenient on Epstein. Krischer then convened a Palm Beach County grand jury, a practice which was usually only done in capital cases. Presenting evidence from only 2 victims, the grand jury ended up returning only a single charge of felony solicitation of prostitution, to which Epstein pleaded not guilty to in August 2006. However, during July 2006, the FBI began its own investigation of Epstein, which was nicknamed Operation Leap Year. It resulted in a 53-page indictment in June 2007 that was never presented to a grand jury. Alexander Acosta, then the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, agreed to a plea deal, which Epstein's attorney Alan Dershowitz helped to negotiate to grant Epstein from immunity from all federal criminal charges, along with 4 named co-conspirators and any unnamed potential co-conspirators. The Miami Herald reported that the non-prosecution agreement essentially shut down an ongoing FBI probe into whether there were more victims and other powerful people who took part in Epstein's sex crimes. Florida DA Acosta later said he offered a lenient plea deal because he was informed that Epstein belonged to intelligence, that he was above his pay grade, and to leave it alone. Epstein agreed to plead guilty in Florida state court to 2 felony prostitution charges, registered as a sex offender, and paid restitution to 36 victims identified by the FBI. The plea deal was later called a sweetheart deal. Later on, a federal judge found that the prosecutors had violated the victims' rights. On June 30th, 2008, Epstein pleaded guilty to one of the 2 state charges of procuring for prostitution from a girl who was below the age of 18. Epstein was sentenced to 18 months in prison. While most convicted sex offenders in Florida are sent to state prison, Epstein was instead housed in a private wing of the Palm Beach County Stockade. According to the sheriff's office, after 3.5 months, Epstein was allowed to leave the jail on work release for up to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. This disobeyed the sheriff's own policies, requiring a maximum remaining sentence of 10 months and making sex offenders ineligible for the privilege. Epstein's sentence was a far cry from punishment. His cell door was left unlocked, and he had access to the attorney room, where a television was installed for him before he was moved to the stockade's previously unstaffed infirmary.
Damn.
Epstein worked at the office
Yeah,
of a
I bet if they
foundation
got pussy
he
in
had
that
created
bitch, he was
before
fucking them
reporting
guards.
to jail. This foundation was
Hell no.
dissolved after he had
That
served his
nigga was a
time.
pervert, bro.
While serving his
He wasn't
sentence,
fucking
the
no,
sheriff's
he wasn't
office
fucking no
received
older girls. He was fucking young girls.
$128,000 from
18 and
Epstein's
under, bro.
non-profit to cover the costs
Most of them
of
was
extra
12 and
services
14,
that were being
16.
provided during his work
Yeah, you
release.
talking about, yeah.
His office was
nigga,
monitored by
12,
permit
14,
deputies
16,
whose
nigga,
overtime was
crazy.
paid by Epstein. These deputies were required to wear suits and checked in welcomed guests at the front desk. Later, the sheriff's office said these guest logs were destroyed as per the department's records retention rules. Epstein was also allowed to use his own driver to drive him between jail and his office and other appointments.
Yeah,
In
take
the
it back
end,
to jail.
Epstein served almost 13 months before being released for a year of probation. He was placed on house arrest until August 2010. While on probation, he was allowed numerous trips in his corporate jet to his residences in Manhattan and the US Virgin Islands. He was allowed long shopping trips and to walk around Palm Beach for exercise. After a contested hearing in January 2011 and an appeal, he stayed registered in New York State as a Level 3 sex offender, meaning that he was considered a high risk of repeat offense. This status would be a lifelong designation. Since he was in a maelstrom of trouble, Epstein opted to capitalize on the deviant ways of his clients and acquaintances to line his pockets with whatever monies could be generated. It was during this time that Epstein installed concealed cameras in various places on his properties as a means to record sexual activity with underage girls by prominent people for criminal purposes, such as blackmail. Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's close companion, told a friend that Epstein's private island in the Virgin Islands was completely wired for video, and the friend believed that Maxwell and Epstein were videotaping everyone on the island as an insurance policy. Epstein's mansion in New York was said to be wired extensively with a video surveillance system. Epstein allegedly lent girls to powerful people to ingratiate himself with them and also to gain possible blackmail information. According to the Department of Justice, Epstein kept a cache of compact discs locked in his safe in his New York mansion with handwritten labels that included the description, young girl's name plus the client's name. Epstein partially confirmed that he had blackmail material when he, off the record, told a New York Times reporter in 2018 that he
why them people on the tape ain't getting locked up?
Information regarding their sexual tendencies.
Why the people on the tape ain't getting locked up?
Years had passed, but just like a leopard, an animal's spots cannot be changed.
What?
Harold identified about 80 victims and went on to locate that Jean-Luc Brunel's MC. Krisha then convened a Palm Beach County grand jury, a practice which was usually only done and negotiate to grant Epstein from immunity from all federal. It resulted name plus the client's name.
Let's get it.
Epstein kept a cache of compact discs locked in his safe in his New York mansion with handwritten labels that included the description, young girl's name plus the client's name.
Who is on these
Epstein
tapes?
partially confirmed that he had blackmail material when he, off the record, told a New York Times reporter in 2018 that he had dirt on powerful people, including information regarding their sexual tendencies and recreational drug use. Years had passed, but just like a leopard, an animal's spots cannot be changed. On July the 6th, 2019, Epstein was arrested at Teterboro Airport in New Jersey on sex trafficking charges. He was jailed at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York City, which has held prisoners such as John Gotti, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, and Paul Manafort. According to witnesses and sources on the day of Epstein's arrest, about a dozen FBI agents forced open the door to his Manhattan townhouse with readied search warrants. The search of his townhouse turned up evidence of sex trafficking and also found hundreds and perhaps thousands of sexually suggestive photographs of fully or partially nude females. Some of the images were confirmed as those of underage females. In a locked safe, compact discs were found with handwritten labels with various incriminating descriptions. Also found in the safe was $70,000 in cash, 48 diamonds, and a fraudulent Austrian passport which expired in 1987. The passport had numerous entrance and exit stamps, including entrance stamps that showed the use of the passport to enter France, Spain, the United Kingdom, and Saudi Arabia in the 1980s.
In North Carolina, we take care of our own. So why haven't you taken care of this yet?
If you're over 45 and live in North Carolina, you may now qualify for up to $50,000 in coverage for funeral costs, final expenses, and any other remaining debts, with no medical exam required, starting at less than $1 a day. The average funeral in North Carolina costs about $11,000. Don't leave that burden on your family.
I told y'all that last night.
Our North Carolina licensed agents are standing by and ready to...
I told y'all last night. I told y'all the night before that. I tell y'all every time I'm gonna get a job. I go try to get a job every day.
To help you right now. Whether you're in Charlotte,
appreciate
Raleigh,
the love,
or anywhere across the state of North...
And I appreciate, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that acknowledgement.
Carolina. This benefit could help ease that financial strain. Call us right now to see if you qualify. There's no obligation, no paperwork, no hidden fees, and no waiting period. And you can start your coverage right over the phone. Coverage options range from $1,000 to $50,000, and you cannot be turned down due to health issues. Your rates will never go up, your benefits will never decrease, and your coverage can't be canceled without your consent. Our North Carolina licensed agents are standing by to help. Call us right now. Just call 888-462-9260. That's 888-462-9260. Again, that's 888-462-9260.
488.
It's Pod's Epic Savings Event. Save up to 25% on moving and storage until February 16th and see why Pods is America's #1 container moving company. Whether you're relocating to a new home or renovating your current one, save up to 25%. Pods brings the container to you so you can pack at your own pace. Then we'll take it to your new home or to a secure Pod storage center until you need it, so you don't have to do the driving. Book now and save up to 25% at pods.com.
July the 8th, 2019, prosecutors with the Public Corruption Unit of the Southern District of New York charged Epstein with sex trafficking and conspiracy to traffic minors for sex. The grand jury indictment alleged that literally dozens of underage girls were brought into Epstein's mansions for sexual encounters. Judge Kenneth Mara was then tasked to decide whether the non-prosecution agreement that protected Epstein from the more serious charges should still stand. Epstein's lawyers pleaded with the court to allow Epstein to post bail. They offered to post up to $600 million in bond, which included $100 million from his brother Mark, so he could leave jail and submit to house arrest in his New York City mansion. Thankfully, United States District Judge Richard M. Berman denied the request on July the 18th, saying that Epstein posed a danger to the public and a serious flight risk to avoid prosecution. The worm had begun to turn. On July the 23rd, 2019, Epstein was found injured and semi-conscious at 1:30 a.m. on the floor of his cell. He had serious marks around his neck that were suspected to be the result of either a suicide attempt or an assault. His then cellmate, former New York City police officer Nicholas Tartaglione, who was charged with 4 counts of murder, was questioned about Epstein's condition. He denied having any knowledge of what happened. Epstein himself said he recollected nothing. According to NBC News, 2 sources said that Epstein might have tried to hang himself. A third said the injuries were not serious and could have been staged, and a 4th source said that an assault by his cellmate had not been ruled out. After that incident, Epstein was placed on suicide watch. Just 6 days later, on July the 29th, Epstein was taken off suicide watch and placed in a special housing unit with another inmate. Epstein's close associates referred to him as in good spirits. The jail informed the Justice Department when Epstein was placed in the special housing unit that he would have a cellmate and that a guard would check in on Epstein's cell every 30 minutes. These procedures were not followed on the night of his death. On August the 9th, Epstein's cellmate was transferred out and there was never a replacement cellmate brought in. Later in the evening, in violation of the jail's normal procedures, Epstein was not checked every 30 minutes. The 2 guards who were assigned to check his jail unit that night were said to have fallen asleep, rendering them incapable of checking in on him for about 3 hours. It was revealed later that the guards falsified related records. 2 cameras in front of Epstein's cell were also said to have malfunctioned that night. Epstein was found dead in his cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York City at 6:30 a.m. EDT on August the 10th, 2019. The Bureau of Prisons said life-saving measures commenced immediately upon the discovery of Epstein's body. Emergency responders were called in and he was rushed to a hospital. On August the 10th, the Bureau of Prisons and U.S. Attorney General William Barr called the death an apparent suicide, although no final determination had been made. Due to violations of normal jail procedures on the night of his death, such as the aforementioned removal of his cellmate without a replacement, the falling asleep of 2 guards who were meant to check in on him, the malfunction of 2 cameras in front of his cell, along with Epstein's knowledge of compromising information about famous people, his death generated doubt about his apparent suicide, and speculation immediately touched off that he was murdered.
Before he died, Epstein was reportedly depositing funds into other prisoners' accounts as a means to gain favor with them or buy protection. Days before his death, on August the 8th, Jeffrey Epstein signed his last will and testament. The signing of the will was witnessed by 2 attorneys who knew him. His will named 2 longtime employees as executors and immediately gifted all of his assets and any assets remaining in his estate to a trust. An autopsy of Epstein's body was conducted on August the 11th by New York City's chief medical examiner, Barbara Sampson. Epstein's lawyers also sent famed pathologist Michael Baden to personally observe the city's autopsy. Following the procedure, the medical examiner's office reported that Epstein had indeed hung himself using a sheet from his bed. The preliminary result of the autopsy concluded that Epstein had sustained multiple breaks in his neck bones. Among the bones broken in Epstein's neck was the hyoid bone. Such breaks of the hyoid bone can occur from those who hang themselves, but they are more common in victims of homicide by strangulation. A 2010 study found broken hyoids in 1/4 of cases of hangings, and a larger study conducted from the year 2010 to 2016 found hyoid damage in just 16 of 264 cases. This equates to just 6% of cases of hangings. Hyoid bone breaks are more common in older individuals as bones become more brittle upon reaching middle age. Forensic pathologist Cyril Wecht noted that hanging by leaning forward would not result in broken
Alright, I'm back. I was on the phone. My little cousin, I had called my little cousin Kim's viral image and photo of Chloe Kim called the stir. Alright, we back. We is back, man. I need to find my damn Instacart card so I can go Instacart. My little cousin on the phone. Yeah. She was getting tough conversation. She was talking. I thought you was ready to go before, but she wasn't. So I just had to say, you know, everybody want to vent sometimes. We go from my farm and go through all this shit. All this shit. Where my damn card at? What's good, Tutu? Let me turn this shit back on. My little cousin had called me and she was talking and
Epstein's estate independent pathologist Michael Baden, who was at the examination, was unable to discuss the result since, as of August the 16th, he was bound by a gagging order from the medical examiner's office and Epstein's estate. Epstein's lawyers released a joint statement following the report of the medical examiner, expressing that they are not satisfied with the results of the autopsy, challenging the conclusions, and saying that a more complete response would be forthcoming. Epstein's lawyers also indicated that the defense team fully intends to continue its own independent and complete investigation into the circumstances and cause of their client's death. This investigation would include taking legal action, if necessary, to view the pivotal camera footage near his cell during the night of his death. Seemingly always waiting to throw his hat into a three-ring circus, sitting United States President Donald Trump responded to Epstein's death by retweeting an unfounded conspiracy theory from a user named Terrence K. Williams, linking Epstein's death to former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. A spokesperson for the Clintons, Angel Orenia, tweeted, "Ridiculous and of course not true, and Donald Trump knows it." White House counsellor Kellyanne Conway defended Trump's retweet, saying on Fox News Sunday that he wants everything to be investigated. CNN host Jake Tapper later criticized Trump for the retweet, saying the State of our Union is appalled that Trump had used his massive Twitter platform to spread a deranged conspiracy theory. Attorney General William Barr stated that he was appalled by Epstein's death while being held in federal custody, and that his untimely passing raises serious questions that must be answered. Barr then ordered an investigation by the Justice Department's Inspector General, in addition to the FBI investigation. Senator Ben Sasse, chairman of the United States Senate Judiciary Oversight Subcommittee, later wrote a letter to Barr saying the Department of Justice failed. He added, given Epstein's previous attempted suicide, he should have been locked in a padded room under unbroken 24/7 constant surveillance. Obviously, heads must roll. For them to pull him off suicide watch is shocking, said Cameron Lindsay, a former warden with experience working at 3 federal facilities. Lindsay went on to tell NBC News, for someone this high profile, with these allegations and this many victims, who has had a suicide attempt in the last few weeks, you can take absolutely no chances. You leave him on suicide watch until he's out of there. Federal prosecutors in the case called Epstein's death disturbing and emphasized that they would continue to seek justice for his accusers even after the financier's death. Jeffrey Berman, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, said in a statement, "To those brave young women who have already come forward, and to the many others who have yet to do so, let me reiterate that we remain committed to standing for you, and our investigation of the conduct charged in the indictment, which included a conspiracy count, remains ongoing."
We all love to kick. We can't stop. It's that Opsalura commercial.
The excellent one.
A mild to moderate eczema cream to help clear skin and kick the itch.
I like to kick. I see people kicking everywhere. It's crazy.
Opsalura, kick the itch.
Kick the itch!
Clear skin and kick the itch.
Do not start Opsalura if you have an infection, as it may lower your ability to fight it. Tell your doctor if you have or had an infection, TB, hepatitis B or C, blood clots in legs or lungs, heart attack, stroke, cancer, high cholesterol, smoke, or are pregnant. May cause serious lung infections, certain cancers, immune system problems, blood clots, and low blood cell counts.
You know what? I don't think I need to bring it here my screen now.
Ask your healthcare provider if Opsalura is right for you. Now approved.
Well, I got them get shot by a white person at my gun, I be dead to a nigga. Dead ass nigga around here.
It's a drainage issue.
Black nigga out, black nigga out. I'm convinced they do that shit. They see a black man outside, like, black nigga out, black nigga out. Shoot him down right now. He's jumping and shit. He's jumping. But after that first snow, right, started to get warm a little bit. Go in here and look for my shit. It's cold as hell. Shit. Let me forget my shit. Yeah. Hold up there. Let's get in here and find my shit, man. I had a car all day and shit. Can get some bitch up, man. This shit nasty. Ass me a little bit. Okay, this shit, we can't have that. We can't have that. Hell no. Oh, yeah, this my car like that. Throw this right here. Look at that bag over there. I ain't about to have that. This shit dirty as hell, nigga. Fuck wrong with my car, man. About to damn, see what I'm saying? I see my eyes. I see what's going on. Look at my eyes. All you see is pain. And I can't feel the pain. Like I'm kind of crazy. Shout out to what's his name? This nasty ass motherfucking filthy ass car out. Hell no, I want a hot bar for my car, nigga. Nigga. Keep that. Nigga. That's it, no. Shit. I get the whip with the little vacuum right there. Maybe 26 too, bro. Look at this one. Everything I can reach with my hand. Throw it in the can. I'm pretty sure my brother knocked it out the damn car the other day. I told him, I watch out for my car and shit. And I pick up my car. Cause I had serious about the car. This one was right in my car. I ain't never had a problem missing my car. I was never missing my car until my brother got my car. Tetra packs, mustard. Oh, fuck that. Throw that shit the fuck away. They already done bank account. Already done bank statement. Let me do the supervisor. Hell. Probably got the car. I need to get under there. I don't know. That bitch got my car on the day. She did this shit. He closed my car. Oh, yeah. Who that dirty ass car? So he didn't start coming from the country and stuff. Oh, hell yeah. I'm looking for these motherfuckers. Whole pack of socks. support in there. Oh. To the bottom. Shoes everywhere. Shoes. Yeah. Let's put this shit back in here. I'll take these in the house in a minute. Take these in the house. I'm gonna throw this away. Put this in my car. Let that dance out. I don't know. Keep it. Put them down there just in case. We don't know where or not. I'll just tell you that's it. I've been there so close to wow. Trash. shit. Where the fuck is my motherfucking goddamn corner, bro? I'm gonna mess up my corner. There's a whole lot of people out in my corner. I'm gonna find my shit. There's somebody else in my car. I never know what's in here. What is it? not in here, bro. What the fuck, man? Damn, now my car gone. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's why I don't like people getting in my car and shit. You probably knocked it up my car and not kill it. Stupid and shit. That's cool, man. What the fuck, man? People ain't around doing. What the fuck going on? Shit, crazy. Look, there was my damn car, man. That's why I give me my phone, man. I'm trying to go shopping, man. What the fuck they doing, man? That's some bullshit. What's that bullshit, man? What the fuck? Oh, this is bullshit. Why I gotta live around these crazy ass, nasty ass, dirty ass people, bro? That's bullshit, man. I'm trying to find my car, my damn card.
Gosh, now my pitching stats look as bad as my hitting stats in my banana ball career. Stephen Cullen puts himself a barrel.
Find the wall.
That's a single. Well played by DR in center.
I gotta start jamming them more. I gotta get in there.
Get in there, Kyle.
I'm trying. If you guys want, Josh, if you want to come down here, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I think my arm's loose enough. Elbow's feeling great again.
Liner, DR Meadows. Tip trail, you bet. First trick play of the ball game for either side.
And the 94th on DR Meadows' season, now 6 away from becoming the first outfielder to 100 in a season.
Let's get it to Shark.
Now batting for the Firefighters, Zachary Bridges. Escorting him to the plate is Jimmy Flord. Jimmy has served in the Boston Fire Department for 15 years and was awarded the Walter Scott Award for valor because of his courage and bravery during the events on April 15, 2013 at the Boston Marathon. Fans, let's
Another big shout out for Boston firefighter Jimmy Plord. One of the best parts of having the firefighters as our third team added to the world of banana ball. To honor the heroes in every community the team plays in.